Hi, this is Vito from Jersey, and being the last time I did like a Shakespeare thing, I figured I would do some street poetry, some Italian street poetry from the neighborhood. Well, here we go. It was down in old Hoboken, down on Monroe Street, when this Guido named Vito was stepping on little Angelo's feet. Little Angelo said, "Whoa, Goomba, can't you see you're stepping on my friggin' feet?" Vito said, "I ain't heard 2 words you said. If you say 2 more, I'm going to be stepping on your friggin' head." Now every night, before 7 o'clock, Vito would kick little Angelo's ass all up and down the block. Now Angelo got smart, started using his brain. He said, "I got to put a stop to this jadrul. He's really a pain." So it was early one morning when Vito was sipping his cafe. Little Angelo came up to Vito and said, "Yo, Goomba, hey, there's a mean son of a bitch coming down your way, and he's been talking about your family in a hell of a way. He talked about your family till my hair turned gray. He even said a few things that I wouldn't say. He said your mother's a whore. He said your sister's a bitch. He said you ain't got no daddy and your brothers ain't shit. He said he saw your grandma sitting on a fence, selling her ass for 99 cents. He said your cousins ain't no good and your grandpa died with a rag chunked up his ass yelling, 'I'm coming home to Sicily.' He said, now you know, Goomba Vito, that ain't right. So whenever you see this Tony bastard, be ready to fight. Because he's a wise guy that'll seal your fate. Because he just broke loose from Trenton State." Now Vito said, "Now I may laugh and I may play, but ain't no dopey bastard's going to be talking about my family that way." Now Angelo said, "Just to show that I'm your friend, right now, at this very moment, that big son of a bitch is up by the Hoboken Inn." Now Vito went up on Rose Street in a raging screech. He said, "I'm cutting up this Tony bastard like a pound of Zazic." He came up upon Tony, eating pasta Azul. He said, "Hey, dude, what do you think I am, a friggin' jadrul?" Tony looked up from his macaroni and beans and said, "Listen, Goomba, ain't all you seems. I could tell you're mad by the look in your eye, but you better go on and mess with somebody more near your size." Vito said, "Listen, don't you pity me. And don't worry about what it seems. Just roll your big tough ass away from them macaroni and beans." Well, Vito started the fight with a forward pass. That's when Big Tony sidestepped him, kicked him dead in his ass. He jumped on his side, he stepped on his face, he broke all his ribs, knocked his asshole out of place, picked up his nuts and pounded him in the street, then beat his ass like braciole meat. They fought all that night and all that day. Finally, somehow in the morning, Vito managed to get away. That morning he came back to Monroe Street looking more dead than alive, just running into little Angelo with all of his bullshitting and lying jive. Angelo said, "Look at you. Your lips are all red, your eyes are all blue. That big son of a bitch must have beat on you." He said, "I told my wife before you left I should have kicked your ass my own damn self. Every time me and her trying to get a little bit, you come around with all that woo shit." He said, "If ever you come messing with me again, I'm sending you right back to Big Tony, my Goomba, my friend." He said, "Hush now, don't you roar." He said, "'Cause I'll jump off this stoop and whoop your dog ass some more. And don't look up at me with that sucker paw face, 'cause I'll whip out my bishop eel and piss right in your stupid ass face." Well, Vito let out with a terrible roar. Vito let out. Now Vito got mad. I forgot the rest of it. Vito got mad. He let out with a terrible roar. He reached into his pocket for his .44. Now little Angelo jumped, scrambled way up on a fire escape, high up on a roof. He said, "Ah, you big friggin' doof." He said, "The things I told you weren't true." He said, "I just told you that. Have Big Tony beat the shit out of you." He said, "But what I'm gonna He said, the things I told you would never pop, but what I'm going to tell you now is going to break your lousy heart. He said, your mother ain't no good and your sister's a whore. He said, shit, I had that bitch on the corner for a year or more. He said, you know your other little sister that you love so dear? I scuttled all day for a bottle of beer. Well, Vito got mad. Oh, that's right. Now, little Angelo started to rejoice by jumping up and down. That's when his left foot slipped him and his ass hit the ground. Like a streak of white lightning, like a ball of white heat, Vito was on little Angelo's ass with all 4 feet. He jumped on his side, he stepped on his face, he broke all his ribs, knocked his ass all out of place, picked up his nuts and rolled him in the street and beat his ass like Brajo meat. Little Angelo looked up at Vito with tears in his eyes. He said, please, Goomba Vito, spare my life. Spare my life. I got 6 kids and a very sickly wife. He said, all my money to you I'll give. He said, please, Goomba Vito, just let me live. But Vito broke little Angelo's neck. Angelo looked up with tears in his eyes. There was nothing he could see and nothing he could hear. It was the end of his bullshitting career. Now you could go to Hoboken today and see guineas lying and dying. But you ain't going to see another one named Angelo who's lying. That's it. I screwed up a little bit at the end, but it's a long thing, you know what I mean? And we used to say that when we were kids. So anyway, this is Vito from Jersey. You tell me what you think.